The WNBA season is right around the corner, so let's talk about what happened this offseason and during the draft so we are prepared for the upcoming season. If you're ready, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. There was definitely not a shortage of headlines this offseason during the WNBA, but one of the biggest ones was that Diana Taurasi signed a multi-year contract extension with the Phoenix Mercury. Now, there were no details on the length or how much money she's making from this contract. Going off her previous 2021-2022 contract that she signed, she was making $415,000 a year. One of the biggest stories that came out of the WNBA last season was Brittney Griner being jailed in Russia, but now that she's released, she's planned on playing in the WNBA this season. And that is something shocking, not only to a lot of fans, but also supportive, as she has her fans and her family behind her, getting her ready for this season as she signed a one-year contract with the Phoenix Mercury. Some of the biggest news that talks about the league as a whole was that the WNBA announced that they will be having chartered flights for their players. Now, if you're not familiar with the WNBA chartered flight debacle, you can check out this video right here. I'll link it down below as well. And that really talks about the difference between the WNBA and even college basketball and how these players don't have chartered flights. But even though they are getting chartered flights, it's only on special occasions. And they'll only be receiving chartered flights for the Commissioner's Cup championship game, if they have back-to-back games, and during the playoffs. One of the biggest reasons why the WNBA chose not to give charter flights before was because of the cost. And the cost of doing it only for these three reasons is an estimated $4.5 million for the league. So hopefully this works out well so the players can continue to have charter flights not only for these special occasions, but for the entire season. The free agency news in the WA this season was absolutely insane. Not only with players, but coaches too. As the Connecticut Sun's former coach Curt Miller left, quote unquote, or as they decide, agreed to part ways. We all know what that means. As he's going to be the new coach of the LA Sparks, leaving an open position for a team that's really fallen off of the competitive map of the WNBA after the Derek Fisher versus Chelsea Gray versus Candace Parker debacle after they won the WNBA finals. And one of the biggest news that did come out of that offseason news was the entire New York Liberty getting a facelift, as they signed three big names during this offseason. Breanna Stewart coming from Seattle, Jonquel Jones coming from the Connecticut Sun, and Courtney Vandersloot coming from the Chicago Sky. And arguably one of the hottest tickets on the free agent market this season was Candace Parker, who only had a 2-year deal in Chicago after she won that championship her first year. She chose to go sign with the Las Vegas Aces, the reigning champs, to go and hopefully get a back-to-back ring with them. I think that's very likely to happen. And not only teaming them up, but also giving them another big option to pair with A'ja Wilson, especially since De'Erica Hamby was traded to the LA Sparks. Now, that was arguably one of the most controversial news that came out of this WNBA offseason, as she claims that the Sparks put her in a trade that was not ethical, as they claim that she signed a contract extension with them knowingly that she was pregnant with her second child, which she currently is now. But she claims that the Aces were dishonest with her during that contract negotiation, as there was talk about her not being traded at all. And Hamby claimed she had no intentions of getting pregnant and was not pregnant at the time of the re-signing of her contract. If you somehow missed the WNBA draft in April, some of the biggest names out of college went to some pretty good teams that you'll definitely probably see this season, as #1 overall pick Aaliyah Boston was picked by the Indiana Fever. Diamond Miller out of Maryland was picked by the Minnesota Lynx. Haley Jones out of Stanford was picked by the Atlanta Dream. And Zia Cook out of South Carolina was picked by the LA Sparks. I think these four players are going to definitely make a quick impact on their team, as we all know if you don't make that quick impact in the WNBA, you will be packing your bags a few days later. This season all starts out on May 19th, so I hope you're going to be ready to watch it. And I have a very good feeling that we'll definitely be seeing the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces in a WNBA Finals come the end of the summer. Well, now that you are prepared for this WNBA season, make sure to check out this video right here where I talk about how WNBA contracts work, how much they get paid, and all about the flight situation. As well as subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me know down in the comments below who you think are going to win the WNBA finals this season, as well as give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down because it's still your thumb. And remember, don't be afraid to join the convo.